Blessed moment, Shabbat Shalom. This is the day that the Creator has made. Today I decide to rejoice and be glad in it. It's of the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed. His compassions fails not. Great is His mercy towards us. Today we are basking in undeserved mercy, undeserved grace. We are in this moment today, in this time, in this season, in this generation, not because we have been good, not because we have done everything that is right or better than other people that is not among the living at this particular time, but because the Creator has allowed mercy to rewrite our lives. And for that, we want to pause and we want to say thank you, Master and Maker of the universe, for giving us the opportunity, for giving us the chance again at life. And my prayer and my desire is that as a people, for those who get the opportunity to listen to this live broadcast, that you utilize the chance that has been given at life to live a life that is godly and circumspect before the Creator, the Master and the Maker of the universe, the sovereign God, who is all-knowing, all-powerful, great and mighty, is watching us, is seeing us, and is hearing us. I want to say to every single man, woman, boy and girl today, that in case you may not know, or for those who know or maybe have an idea that God is all-knowing, I want to bring your attention to it today. That God knows your every move. God knows your actions. God knows your reactions. God knows your thoughts and imagination. The word of the Creator tells us in Psalms that if you go to the uttermost part of the sea, the Creator is there. If you take the wings of the morning, He is there. No matter what you are doing, or where you are, or where you're hiding, God sees you, He knows you, and He hears every conversation that you're having. I want to say to you this morning that He knows even your very thought and imagination before whatever you're thinking about comes out in the natural. How do we go around as people who profess to be believers, or church folks, or Christians, knowing that the God who we talk about, who we read about, who we get excited about, who we like to tell stories about, who we like to reason about, and for some preach about, for some even fall on the floor and getting all excited and crazy about? How do we live every day and not being mindful or not remembering that He's watching us? Is it that we are living and not having respect or regard for the Master and the Maker of the universe? Or is it that we don't fear Him? Do we not know that He knows our every move? I just want to stimulate your minds and your spirit this morning to understand that the Creator is watching and He's seeing. Another blessed moment, another Shabbat Shalom. We give the Creator thanks and praise. Today I want to talk to all my viewers. For every single person who is affiliated with a church, a group, an organization, every single person who professes to be a believer or a Christian, or someone who loves to attend church, because you have people like that as well. And people who have the walk and the talk and the sound like a believer. I want to say to you today, stop being a part-time believer when being a believer is a full-time job. God does not want any part-time believer. I want to declare this again for those who may not have heard me clearly. Stop being a part-time believer when being a true believer is all about a full-time commitment, a full-time job. The God of heaven and earth don't want a part-time believer, a part-time Christian, a part-time individual who just profess or talks God, but or just do God 1 or 2 days, but don't do Him every day. God wants full-time, total committed individuals. So whether you're part of a church, a group, an organization, an establishment, whatever, or wherever you are or wherever you come from, serving the Creator is about total commitment. And I want to declare this, when it comes down to the Creator, 99.5 won't do. It's all about giving your life totally over to Him. It's easy to go around and profess to be a believer. It's easy to go around and talk, utter, make decorations, sing, shout, dance, do all the things that mimics the life of a true believer. And in doing so, it's easy to have everyone that is around you in your environment, in your church, your local church, or your job, or wherever you are. It's easy for everyone to think that you are a believer and that your everyday life is lived like a true believer or a true child of God. But the truth is, most people only operates on 2 specific days during the course of the week, and I want to make this clear. Again, I say it's easy to talk or to attire or to put on these garments or these clothing, the big hats and the long dress and the sparkling things all over the dress and the matching outfit. It's easy to go around and do all these things, and the high heels and the jacket suit and the attaches and the Bible under the arm and these big bags. It's easy to go around and to do all these things, and it looks like you're a true believer, and it looks like you're functioning like a believer on certain specific days. The truth is, these people who operate like this often only operate like this on a Saturday and on a Sunday. Can somebody say amen this morning? Again, I declare, and I want you to bear with me, the Creator don't want any part-time believer. Stop being a part-time believer when you are called to full-time service. So again, I say it's easy to talk the talk, but people, many a times, who often do these things only operate on a Sunday and a Saturday. You might be saying, what are you talking about, preacher? I'm talking about some people who on Sundays and Saturdays operate like they are holier than thou. They put on the right garments that have the church look, that have the Christ-like look. They put on the clothes that seemingly represent being a believer or a Christian, because you have people who think that is the way or you dress or you attire yourself that really marks or shows that you're a believer. So on these particular days, you have people who dress a certain way. They put on all the bling, the church bling, the pretty color, the matching outfit, the nice bag, the big hats, all these things, and it looks the look. And on these days, these people operate like holier than thou. They have the church dance. They have the church wave. They have the words, the songs, the music, the sounds. They know how to fall on the floor. They know how to express themselves. You have people like this that the only time they play certain music that you'll call gospel music is on these particular days, because they are getting ready to rumble. They are getting ready to go to church. They are getting ready to show in and show off like they are true believers. But when you assess things, when you check their lives, Monday to Friday, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different lifestyle. It's a whole different scenario. Nothing to do with God Monday to Friday. But on a Saturday and a Sunday, it's holier than thou. You can't find people holier than these people. And these people pack up the church and they talk God. But during the week, God is forgotten about. I'm here to tell you this morning, stop being a part-time believer when you are called to a full-time job. Being a believer is about total commitment, totally sold out, not only on a particular day or some days, but every single day. It is required of us or of you to live like a true believer. The reason for this kind of behavior is that people are freestyling. So on a Saturday and a Sunday, they come and they do all the church. The church, or what to put it, no, the appearance of church. And the freestyle, they live like this. But the lifestyling part that says, walk circumspect, live circumspect, walk godly, live godly, is not what is being portrayed every single day. And there's a big difference between freestyling and lifestyling. Lifestyling is about being totally committed to what the word of the Creator requires of us, or what we should live by. And it's important for us to understand that it's easy to get caught up in living a part-time life. Easy. Because there are so many variables that contribute to that. It's important to live a believer's lifestyle every single day and not to take what you'll call, quote-unquote, recession, rest period, or simple a break. What am I talking about? Do you know that many times when one is professing to be a believer, when situation or circumstances come, God is not remembered. The holy and thou attitude is not remembered. The godly walking and the godly talking and the circumspect lifestyle is not remembered in certain moments, because in that moment I don't have that feeling anymore. I don't feel like I want to live like a godly person today. I don't have that feeling. These people are bothering me and I'm going to tell them my mind. So I'm going to park God for a moment and I'm going to talk to them a certain way, because I think they can step on me and they can deal with me a certain way. So God, hold on for a second. Let me deal with them. Let me take up things in my own hand, and you park God for a moment. I don't remember that you can't switch on and switch off. Deal with God when you feel like. In other words, living a godly life, walking like a true believer, functioning like a true believer is not a on and off switch, like a light switch that you have in your home. Where you put on, light comes on, off, light is gone. What if in the moment when you choose to turn off the switch, that's the time when your soul is required of you? Come on. Think about it for a moment. In the moment when you don't feel like and you switch off, that's the moment when your soul is required, when death come knocking at your door, and all these years when you're professing to be a believer, when you talk God and you speak about Him in a certain manner, but the lifestyle during the course of the week, the days of the week wasn't godly. And in the moment, that's the time your soul is required. Come on. What if when you switch off, that's the time when it's the last breath you are breathing? What if in the moment when you decide that I'm going to do part-time today because I don't feel like I want to live like this anymore? I feel like I want things not going on right, and I want to go and do something about it because the money not flowing the way I want it, and the way I'm doing it, the part that I'm on, things just not working out. So I'm going to mingle in certain ungodly things for a moment, and hopefully when I do it, things work out and I can just come back and decide and everything will be alright and I can just patch it up. Remember, as I started and I said, God is watching. God is seeing. What if in that moment when you decide to turn off that switch, that's the time your soul is required? The life of a believer can't be lived based off feelings. It's not something that you do based off how you feel. It is something that you do on a day-to-day basis. It's that life that you live every day according to biblical principles. You know what the Bible says in Ephesians 5:15-17. See then that thou walk circumspectly, not as fools, but wise, reading the time because the days are evil. Don't be unwise, but understanding the will of God. See then that thou walk circumspectly, not as fool, but as wise. Understand the time, understand the season, understand the generation that you are living in. Can't you see that in this generation, in our time, that we should be focusing on the reveling and all these evil that is taking place that the Bible warns about? Can we not see that in our time and in our generation, the word of the Creator is being fulfilled, and it's our responsibility to focus on what is happening now? Often I come on this program and I say, those men of old, the Moses, the Daniel, the Paul, these men that we like to preach about, they live their lives already and will not be judged of the life that they live. Will be judged of the life that we are living now. And it's important for us to focus on our time and our season and in our generation, and to understand what is taking place, and to look up and to see what is happening, and to live according to biblical principles. So in the end, we'll not lose our soul. But if we take break, if we take recession, if we take rest period, if we turn off the switch in the moment when our soul is required, then our souls will be lost. Read the time. See what is happening. How can I be a part-time believer in a time like this when Bible prophecy is being fulfilled in my time, when something that I'm witnessing with my own eyes, the things that I read, it's coming forth. It's happening. Oh, I'm seeing what is happening, and the Bible is warning now that I should be wise. I should understand. I should read the time. I should see what is taking place, and I should not operate like an idiot. I should not operate like a foolish man. Understanding that in this moment, it's not time to be a part-time believer. It's not time to play church. It's not time to just want to go to church on a Saturday and a Sunday and play tithes and offering and sing on the choir and play music and dance and sing and go to conferences and convention and for the rest of the week or the rest of the year or months and days. Nothing more to do with God. At the workplace is nothing to do with God. Am I not seeing what is happening? So the Bible says, read the time, see what is taking place. And in reading the time, walk circumspectly. Do it every single day. Do it on a day-to-day basis. Do it every second, every hour, every minute, every single day of the week, every month, every year. Not just for a moment or in a season. Because the days are evil. The Creator is not seeking part-time believers. Oh God, come on. It's easy to get caught up functioning in other things, getting caught up in the cares of this life. Because I want to attain things. Now, get me right, nothing is wrong in going after things. Because when you have ambition, you want things for yourself or for your family. But if going after these things will cause you to become part-time and you only do God when you feel like, or you only do God when you have time, or you only do God after you go and accomplish or attain the things that you want, that's not how it works. We have to be full-time believers. Too often we pick and choose when we want to serve God, or how we want to serve God. So you find yourself just living any way when you should have a lifestyle where you're living based off godly principle and living righteously, pure and holy before the Creator. Now it's our responsibility to know and to understand that we are called to live a life that is pleasing to the Creator, not just where everyone can see us, but also in private. What about the private lifestyle that you are living? Is it a lifestyle that is representing godly principle? Is it a lifestyle that is in accordance to what the Bible requires? Or behind closed door is a part-time lifestyle? Remember I said earlier, God is watching. God is seeing. God is hearing. Am I mingling in things that are not godly? Am I hiding my pastor? Am I hiding the leader of the church? Am I hiding from my husband and my wife? And because they don't see me and because they're not hearing the things that I'm saying, I think I get away. But what about the God who sees and knows and understands everything and even know my thoughts and my imaginations before the actions even come to fruition? Hello. We are called to live a godly life in private. What about the cheating on the husband? You don't think God's seeing? What about the cheating on the wife and then I go to church on a Sunday and I do the holy wave? Isn't that part-time living? Isn't that professing to be a believer on a Saturday and a Sunday, but during the week I'm locked away with the side chick? Hey, come on. I'm locked away because things not going on so nice in the home and somebody has given me the attention that I need and as a result of that I part in God and I'm going to take a little chance. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Pastor not seeing me, no. And my husband not going to find out because I park the car at work and I go on my lunchtime and my wife not going to see because I left the car somewhere else and I took a taxi or an Uber or whatever. But isn't God seeing you? Isn't God hearing the plans or the thoughts? What if in this moment when you decide to do some part-time living, again I say, that's when your soul is required. What does it profit a man to take risk, to take chance, to gain the whole world, to go after the things of this world, to turn off the switch in this moment? And that's the time when your soul, your soul is required of you. What if in that moment life is taken away. Remember the Bible says your life is like a vapor. Today you appear for a moment and tomorrow you are gone. No man knows the hour or the minute. How can I take a chance? Turning off the switch. Living part-time. In an evil time and age like this, and don't even have a clue when my soul can be snatched away from me. Don't forget that God is watching and seeing. Your pastor might not see you. Your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, your co-worker might not see or hear. But I remind you this morning, God is watching and seeing. Part-time living will just set you up for a place of total damnation. Because none of us know. Not only live in private, but also live in the public domain. Let your light so shine, so that others may see and glorify the Father which is in heaven. Allow your life to become an example at work, not just in church. Allow your life to become an example in your home, because your home is your first church, your home is your first ministry. Your home, the Bible talks so much about running the home. How can we want to go and live a certain life before church people if you can't do it in our home? So if you are just going to church on a Sunday and on a Saturday and professing to be a believer, and you do all the actions and the reactions, quote unquote, of how a godly person should operate, but in your home you're treating your husband like dog, and you're treating your wife like a piece of shit. And I can be clear and plain and simple and straightforward. The Bible even warns that if you don't deal with your wife good men, your prayers will not be answered. So it doesn't make sense to go to church or all these gatherings, the conferences and the conventions and all the events that are planned, and you have all the looks, man, the sounds, the dressing. But the lifestyling is different from what you are professing. Do you know that these great men that you love to talk about or preach about or reason about, they were totally committed to the master and the maker of the universe, and they were not freestyling, they were lifestyling, they were living a godly life, they were walking circumspectly. To the point where some say, even if I don't see what was spoken of, I'm going to hold on till the end. And some say, though I see what was spoken of afar off, and I may not get the chance to hold on to it or partake of it, I'm going to hold on to the end. Total commitment, total sold out, total surrender, living a godly life daily. But in your own home, if you only go to church and behave and sound and look like a believer and these days, but you're living like puss and dog in your home, you're on your path to total damnation, and that's living a part-time life. If you deal with your children in an ungodly manner in your home, and then you want to go and operate like you're a true believer on a Sunday, and even for some preachers or pastors or evangelists, you can preach eloquently, you can prophesy on a Sabbath or on a Sunday, but during the week you don't remember nothing about God. You're in the corner playing domino, or you're locked away in a hotel room doing all kind of nastiness. But go and preach to people who truly and genuinely want to serve God. Understand that is your own soul you're putting in trouble. You abuse your wife, you curse her out and call her all the derogatory words. But then you take up a mic and ready to preach and get excited. Why be a part-time believer? Why profess to be a believer? Why only do it on a Saturday and a Sunday? Why don't just become real and be fully committed? It's a big deception that has taken place where people just believe that you can put on the music on a Sunday and play all them gospel and sing loud so the neighbors can hear. shout and dance and clean on the house and put on the rice and peas and cook and show and tell all the children that go to Sunday school and I'll see you, or Sabbath school, and I'll see you in service, and you get ready and you board the taxi and you drive your car and you go and you do all the fandangles that look like a believer. But the rest of the week, nothing godly. It's not easy to live a life like this. But trust me, this is what is required. And you better man up and understand that if you want to find peace in the end, if you want to make it in, if you want to reap the rewards of the life of a true believer, then you must do what you are required to do, and that's living godly every single day and not just 2 specific days of the week. And of course you have some people that will do some stuff during the course of the week as well, but truly not living godly in every moment, in your conversations, in conducting business, in making decisions. Because remember, you know, it's not just going to church, you know, it's in all your endeavors, it's everything that you do. Is it that I'm cheating? Is it that I'm being mischievous? Is that doing the business deal, I'm pocketing some of the money when I should be presenting everything to the board? Is it that only sometimes, because when it gets difficult, I can't bother to give over all the money, so I'm going to do it sometimes? You can't do it part-time. You have to do it full-time. You have to live godly in every single way, every single opportunity you get, every single hour, minute, second. That's what we are called to. That's what is required of us. Not just in a moment, or not just when we feel like, because feelings come and feelings goes. Sometimes you'll feel like you're on top of the mountain and you can do everything, and that's the time, oh, I'm in love with my God, and you have all the nice feeling. But what about when that feeling subsides? When that feeling is gone and that feeling is no more? Do I turn off the switch, or do I continue to shine that light? Do I continue to seek the Creator? Do I continue to live for Him? The Bible warns us that the cares of this life is one of the most detrimental things to one living a part-time life. Because you get so caught up chasing after the things of this life. Now, let me strike a balance. As I said earlier, it's not like you should not have ambition and you should not strive to attain things. But if in the event when you are going after these things, it's causing you to switch on and off, then put it down. Allow your focus to be seeking the Creator, living for Him, living in the moment, out the moment, in season, out season, living Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and around and around and around and around it goes. Whether you are old or whether you are young, you are required to live righteous and godly in every moment, because that's the life of a true believer. Nothing should be more important than being fully committed to a godly lifestyle on a day-to-day basis. Nothing or no one should hinder you and I from living a committed godly life on a day-to-day basis, not just in moments or in parts. I charge you today, stop being a part-time believer, or stop professing to be a believer part-time, when this life is called, it's a full-time job, and it's a life where God don't want any part-time believer, but people who are fully charged up, fully committed, fully turned over, and fully living for Him in every moment, in every season, whether it's good or whether it's bad. It's our responsibility to live a godly life every single day. So I leave this with you again. Stop being a part-time believer when you are called to a full-time, total committed job. And that's the life of a believer. And that's what God requires of every single person, male or female, young or old. Total commitment, total surrender. Not living in the moment, not living sometime and then another time is a different life. Not taking recession, not taking a break, but living every single day, giving the Creator your all. Today we give Him thanks and praise for the opportunity that He has given to us to share His word. Continue to tune in as we seek to reason the word and to bring enlightenment to the word of the Creator. Remember, the Creator is speaking to us in our generation and in our time. And it's important for us to focus on what God is saying now in this generation, because that is what you and I will be judged of in our time, in our generation, in our season. Don't be a part-time believer. Be fully committed, full-time to the Master and the Maker of the universe. Have a wonderful Sabbath. We give Him honor, we give Him glory, and we give Him praise. Amen.